Hey, Brickley here, and welcome to the finale of my LEGO The Lord of the Rings Black Gate of Mordor MOC. The MOC is finally finished. MOC stands for my own creation, and this build right here is actually from the scene. If you're not familiar with it, it's from the scene from, of course, The Return of the King, the third movie of The Lord of the Rings, where the Men of the West, of course, Aragorn, Legolas, Gandalf, and all of the rest of the characters go to the Black Gate to buy Frodo some time to destroy the One Ring of Power. This is the scene where the Men of the West are going to be encircled by the orcs. So I got a huge orc army marching around the armies of Gondor and Rohan in the middle right there. I got hundreds of minifigures within this MOC. We got two huge mountains. On the left side, we get that pretty big mountain right there, if I say so myself, and on the right side a bit of a smaller one, even though it's a little bit taller than the left one, as you can see right there. Quite funny. We get the big gate in the middle, which can actually fully open. Of course, we get the two towers on either side, the higher walls, and here's what LEGO's Black Gate actually looked like. And this is my attempt right here. So I hope you think it looks accurate to the in-universe Black Gate right here. I believe it looks quite accurate, and I really tried to keep a lot of accuracy within my MOC. I really wanted it actually to look really accurate to the movies, so I paid a lot of attention to images of the movie and really tried to capture as much detail as I possibly could. But right over here, we're gonna go and jump into the MOC because I don't want to keep you waiting, and I'm just gonna go and show you all of the details I included within this huge Black Gate of Mordor MOC. So we're gonna go and start in this area right over here. We get, of course, all of the minifigures lined up. We got the Gondor soldiers and, of course, the epic LEGO Rohan soldiers. Now, I do want to mention that these Gondor soldiers are actually knockoff minifigures. They're not LEGO, but I had to use them because I actually couldn't display this scene without Gondor soldiers. So I actually got a couple, and I do think they look quite nice. I would have preferred actual LEGO, but I do think that these minifigures look amazing, so I'm quite happy with the finished look within my Gondor and Rohan army. Of course, the Rohan minifigures in this army are also really epic. I got over 50 of those minifigures, and they've actually become quite expensive. I mean, if you want these figures, you're going to have to pay actually over $10, maybe even $20. I actually paid around $20 a minifigure for around 30 of the Rohan minifigures, so that's definitely something you have to sacrifice for a big army for your LEGO The Lord of the Rings collection. But I'm actually really happy I got that minifigure deal right there. So in the front, we get, of course, Aragorn, Legolas, Gimli, Pippin, Merry, and Gandalf right there. Actually going to show you a better look at those figures in a second. But we got, of course, the whole squad lined up to go on the suicide mission right there. Really epic. I think that looks cool. I also got a couple of those banners, actually. This is actually the Rohan banner from, of course, the Helm's Deep set. Just the official LEGO banner, actually, with the LEGO sticker. And I also have these really awesome Minas Tirith banners right here. Of course, the Gondor banners with, of course, the white tree of Minas Tirith over there on the banner. So I'm really happy with that as well. I love the banner, and I think it looks quite nice right here. So definitely an amazing addition to my Rohan / Gondor army right there. And then, of course, we got a lot of landscaping going on around the armies, actually underneath the armies, of course. We get a sort of dark tan section right here. Quite happy with how that's actually integrated with the light bluish gray technique with, of course, all of those wedge plates. And of course, we get a lot of dark bluish gray as well. That's actually the most used color within my MOC, so I'm definitely happy with that. I think it looks quite nice. Of course, we get an extraordinary part of the mountain on the right side. I'm definitely a big fan of that. It's really integrated nicely into the landscaping in a way which I never thought I would be able to accomplish within LEGO. So I'm really happy that that worked out. Of course, we get a couple of Easterling minifigures marching over here. Now, these are actually custom, and I'm just in love with these minifigures. You can actually get them from LEGO Raven. Now, this isn't any paid promotion, but if you want to get some high quality Easterling minifigures, just go ahead and click the link in the description down below. Really epic minifigures right there. I actually got these myself, paid for them 100%, so no paid promotion or anything. Don't worry about that. Of course, I got this big mountain on the right side actually, and this is actually quite a nice design. I'm really happy with it. In comparison to all of my other rock work, it's kind of smooth, but I do think it looks nice. Of course, I got that little rock piece right there. And this is actually the scene where Frodo and Sam are taking a look at the Black Gate of Mordor. I thought it would be nice to recreate that scene right here. Of course, Frodo and Sam aren't on this spot right here because I have them walking around within my Mordor MOC somewhere. And I actually don't have two Samwise Gamgee minifigures. So that is why I had to leave this area a little bit empty, and that's pretty unfortunate right there. But yeah, I think the design looks quite nice. I mean, the area underneath the rock work is actually quite empty. That's pretty unfortunate. Of course, all of this right here, the color and the Duplo, is going to be covered up in the future because I'm actually going to attach a lot more MOCs onto my Black Gate Moc. So it's actually quite a big modular MOC. There's going to be a MOC right here and of course on this side as well. So this is actually going to be covered up. That's why I actually didn't make this dark bluish gray. It's just a waste of my time and pieces because it's going to be covered up with some other rock work on this side anyways. And of course we get this huge army encircling the Gondor and Rohan minifigures. So take a look at this, everyone. We got a lot, and I mean hundreds of orcs and urukai. I actually sort of posted a poll on my YouTube community tab where I ask you if I should use Mordor orcs, just only Mordor orcs actually, or on top of that Moria orcs and Gundabad orcs, or even better, everything combined with even the Urukai minifigures. And most of you actually said that I had to use a lot of minifigures and I really had to combine every single orc minifigure into a huge army. So I did that. I mean, I think it looks quite great. And even if you wouldn't have liked that, I mean, I definitely should have used all of my minifigures because just take a look at this, everyone. We got the huge orc army surrounding the army of the Men of the West. We get all of the Urukai Moria orcs, Gundabad orcs, Hunter orcs, Mordor orcs, and even some goblins encircling the army right here. Of course, I got some custom Mordor banners. This one right here is actually with the image of a warg right there. Someone told me that in the comment section down below because I actually didn't know what that white sort of face over there was, but now I know it's a warg. And of course, I got the Eye of Sauron on these banners right here. So definitely an amazing sticker on, of course, those banners. We get the huge orc army marching out of the Black Gate. Then we get all of them just marching around the armies of Rohan and Gondor. And of course, this area right here is also detailed with a lot of those wedge plates. Definitely happy with that. I really like the smooth look of it. And as you can see, this area over here on the side isn't actually finished because I do plan on sort of actually expanding the MOC. So I don't want to have any sort of, well, actually finished areas. And that's actually the reason why I kept most of the areas on the edges of the MOC sort of empty so I can actually expand my MOC in the future. But we've taken a look at the area where all of the minifigures are being surrounded. Now let's take a look at the rest of my Black Gate MOC. So we got two huge towers on the sides and of course the Black Gate in the middle. So first of all, we're actually going to go and take a look at the Black Gate of Mordor itself. So the gates can actually fully open. I really love the detailing on the middle of the gates. Now, I do want to mention that the design for the middle of the gate is actually mostly from LEGO Minifigure. So up to actually this part right here, up to my hand in the middle section is actually his design. Now, I actually modified a lot. For example, I added this spike row right here and a lot more detailing on, of course, the sides and the towers. So it actually is sort of my design with, of course, lots of detailing. But the base of the Black Gate right over here in the middle, those two small towers and the gate itself, which can open, is actually LEGO Minifigure's design. He's really an amazing LEGO The Lord of the Rings designer. And I really want to give him some credit for that. I mean, I never would have started this MOC without his Black Gate Moc instruction. So the middle section is actually his design. But don't worry, the rest right here, for all of you who are actually going to say, Brickley, you copy LEGO MOCs, the rest is my own design 100%. I spent over 500 hours on working on the rest of my design. So don't worry about that. The rest is all 100% my design right here. Of course, we get the walls right here with a lot of detailing. And of course, the spikes are actually on both sides of the Black Gate. I thought that would be really important, so I added those. And those spikes are actually quite expensive within the LEGO Bricklink stores, so I had to get a lot of them. I actually have a couple laying within my LEGO room as of this moment because I want to use a lot for my future LEGO Mordor projects. But just take a look at the Black Gate. I mean, I really love the fact that the walkways right here are brown in the middle, of course, and of course this area is just all black. Of course, the original design also had a couple of brown pieces sort of actually sticking out right here, which you could see. Well, I actually removed those and switched them out with a lot of black pieces, so the entire Black Gate is just only black. Of course, if I wanted to be 100% accurate to the movie, I should have also replaced these brown plates with black, but I mean, I also wanted to keep a little bit of nostalgia towards the official LEGO Black Gate set, which was clearly brown with it, actually with the walkway right there. So that's definitely something I wanted to keep. I mean, you can clearly see that the Black Gate actually looks like a bigger version of the official LEGO Black Gate set. Now, that's something I really wanted to keep within this MOC right here. So I'm definitely happy with the way that turned out right here. Now, something you will find quite interesting is actually the higher walls right there, because you actually never see that with the LEGO Black Gate set. I mean, actually the original Black Gate set was a smaller version of the gate in the middle with just one tower. And I mean, the tower was around this height right here and the gate around this height. So that's a sort of comparison right there. Really small. I mean, the gate was like this length right here, just of one of the two gates right here. So that's sort of a comparison right there. And I mean, I added those higher walls myself. Those are 100% my design, and I think they look really cool. Just taking a look at the higher wall right here, you can see a lot of detailing in the corner with the rock work right there. It was really hard to combine this detailing actually with the rock work, because the rock work was actually designed by me before I actually created the detailing on the walls right here. And that was quite hard because I had a couple of pieces bumping into the rock work. Now that's really hard to solve because I also have a couple of pieces sort of actually bumping into the rock work as of this moment right here. But I really solved that by sort of removing a couple of the detailing pieces. And of course, I added them back in actually another way. So they look quite nice. I mean, I also have that sort of area which actually curves around this part of the wall, because you can see underneath here is actually just a brick wall. So I added a couple of those pieces which actually curve around this corner, and I could add a plate on top. So this piece right here is actually a plate with those slope pieces. Definitely looks great. I mean, I really love the fact that I got so many of those slopes on the sides of the walls, and the fact that all of these spikes are added right here, and of course even on top of the higher walls definitely add a lot of detailing. I mean, I really like the fact that everything is so detailed within my MOC, so I'm definitely happy with the way that looks. And of course, this area actually right here has an orc standing right over there with a spear, and it actually moves under this sort of rock right here with a sort of tunnel going under, and then we get this walkway ending up right here out of the tunnel with another orc. So this is actually a sort of walkway. I'm actually going to show you right now. Of course, I have this sort of piece right here, which I can actually remove, and you can actually see inside that it's just a walkway right there. Let me see if I can show you a little bit better over here. So you can see I got the walkway right there, even have an orc walking right there. Now, it's not really that detailed on the inside, but I didn't think it was that important. And right over here, actually, I got the rock piece, which is just a solid roof piece, actually, which can come off. So I'm really happy with that. So I'm just going to go and put that back. It really just sort of clicks in, and that's definitely nice. It's a loose piece, but it works. So I'm definitely happy with that as well. Now, on the other side of the Black Gate, it actually is the same principle. We get, of course, the higher wall right here with the spikes on top, and this hatch piece on top actually is a lot smaller. Of course, this piece actually right here can come off, and I have a little bit more room inside of this cave right here, so that's definitely amazing, and I can pose up a lot more minifigures. Now, this piece also slides in perfectly, as you can see right there, so it really slides in well. I'm definitely happy with that. And of course, this piece right here, actually, you won't actually believe it, but this piece right here, these spikes actually are attached with a couple of those sort of hinge pieces. Now, it actually took me around an hour to design these things on both sides of the Black Gate. Here's actually a better look at them. And this detailing right here also was quite fun to design. I really like the fact that this area was actually empty. So I actually had to place a couple of plates on the wall, and I had to sort of measure out how I wanted to design it and build it, because I had to keep in mind that the rock work right here was actually going to bump into the wall piece right there, the side panel actually. So that was also quite a challenge, but it was fun to design. We've taken a look at the Black Gate itself, of course, the higher walls on both sides. We've taken a look at the tunnels, and right now we're going to go and take a look at the Towers of Teeth. Now, I actually read a little bit of the lore of these towers. Now, I believe these were built by Gondor, but I'm not 100% sure. And I may be wrong, but these were actually taken by Sauron and such. So that's actually after the Black Gate itself was built. But they do look really promising. I mean, I think they look really accurate to the movie. Definitely happy with that. Of course, the sort of curve on the bottom is present right there with a lot of detailing. And in the movie, you can actually also see a lot of sort of brick decoration on the bottom. Now, I really tried to recreate that with my own Towers of Teeth, with, of course, those tile pieces on the sides as well. They go all around except for the areas which you can actually not see, but mostly they are actually present, so definitely happy with that. Of course, we get all of the detailing with those spikes on the sides as well, and I'm just happy with the overall shape of the Black Gate Towers of Teeth. I mean, you can see that the area on the bottom is actually quite normal. It's actually quite straight right there. So a straight area, then we get sort of actually a curved area into the middle of the tower. It curves out over there on the top as well. And then finally, it has a sort of curve inwards to the top, of course, where we have the top where actually a couple of minifigures can stand on. And it's just really just satisfying to see these towers finally finished. Now, there are a couple of sacrifices I had to make, because you can see a lot of detailing right there. Now, if you look closely, you can definitely see a couple of gaps in between those side panels. Now, that is one of the sacrifices I had to make to keep the overall shape of the Towers of Teeth. But taking a look at the top of the Towers of Teeth right here, we get this awesome design. I'm really happy with it. I actually saw this on Flickr, I believe. Someone used it within their own Black Gate Moc. And I mean, that's what LEGO is actually about. It's about building stuff, sharing your designs, and actually providing everyone else with the ability to use your design and use it for your own MOC. And I really love that about LEGO. And I think it's really all about sharing. I mean, LEGO is about sharing. Sharing right here. I'm sharing this MOC with you, because I started this journey to share my MOC with every single person out there who isn't able to do this. I mean, I'm able to do this right now, but many people aren't. So I really want to give you an experience right here, take you through my MOC. This is awesome, and I just love building it. But I also want to provide you with the ability to take a look at this right here. I even want to take this to LEGO conventions so we can actually take a look at this together as fans of LEGO. So I just want to do that. I mean, I just love LEGO, and I think this design right over here on top of the tower just looks nice. I mean, I can pose up a couple of minifigures in the middle right there, so definitely looks great. I got 8 of those spikes surrounding the tower, I believe, so I think that definitely adds a lot of detailing to the tower itself. I think it looks quite nice, and I love the detailing. So these towers are really one of my favorite parts of the MOC. But we're actually going to go and take a look at my favorite part of the MOC right now, which is the rock work, everyone. I mean, you could have seen it coming, but I spent most of my time working on the rock work for my Black Gate Moc. You might not believe it, but I actually spent over 100 hours, maybe even more, to build this rock work. I mean, 100 hours of building rock work, maybe even 200. I don't know what the exact amount of hours is. I mean, that I actually mentioned that this MOC took me over 500 hours to build is just an estimate. It may even be more. I spent a lot of time within this room in, of course, this darkness right here with no natural sunlight. So that's really a shame. But I worked hours and hours on the rock work, and we're going to go and take a look at that right now. So, of course, in this section, we get the rock work sort of curving. Now, this is actually the first part of the rock work which I built. Gradually built it up right there. Of course, we get this awesome curve behind the tower of teeth right here. Really looks sick. I love the way that this area curves into the rock work right there, into a huge mountain. Now just take your imagination that this mountain right over here on the left side of the Black Gate is actually going to continue all the way that way when I'm going to build the Eye of Sauron right over there, the Tower of Barad-dûr. That's definitely going to be something epic with, of course, Mount Doom right there. But the rock work on the left side actually looks quite nice. I mean, we're going to go and take a look at it up close right now. So we're going to go and take a look at it from this angle right here. So, of course, the rock work actually was quite hard to create because I never built any LEGO MOCs up to 2021 when I took upon myself the challenge to recreate the Black Gate within LEGO. So this area right here is really detailed with a lot of the inverted slopes. We get, of course, the regular slopes as well. A lot, and I mean thousands, of the 1x2x3 height slopes were used within the rock work. And you might say, well, rock work is quite actually inexpensive to build. But then you don't take into account that there's all of these support pieces right here, which we're going to go and take a look at later on in the video, actually. But it's just insane to consider that all of these pieces went into the rock work. I mean, most of the pieces for this MOC went into supporting the rock work. And that's just insane because I also had to use a lot of pieces for the landscaping. More about the piece count later. But we get, of course, the detailing over here. This area is actually really intensely detailed with a lot of inverted slopes right there. Of course, we get this nice corner piece. Of course, also these sort of snot techniques right here with a couple of pieces on their sides, actually with these sort of hinge pieces right there. You can see they can move. They're actually attached with hinge pieces. Now this entire piece of rock work can actually come off. So I made it modular. That's definitely something nice for actually taking it to LEGO conventions. So definitely happy with that as well. And something which was actually really a challenge for this mountain was to create the steepness, because usually LEGO mountains aren't this steep. Well, it was actually quite hard to recreate this because this area right here actually isn't that steep, because the rock work starts right around this area. So I had to build up this entire piece of the rockwork, and then I had to curve it into the steep area above it. Now, I think the design looks really cool. I mean, it's a solid piece right here. I just love the fact that everything looks so smooth with the rockwork. Definitely think it looks great. I love those cheese pieces on top, really epic pieces to use for extra detailing within your MOC. So that definitely looks great right here. On the left, we get another huge mountain. Now this area is quite a bit in the shadow, but you can still see a lot of detailing. Now this mountain is actually quite steep, and that's because this area right here actually doesn't have a lot of support. And actually, when I was building this side of the rockwork, I actually didn't have enough of the 1x2 slopes, so that is the main reason why it looks this way. But I do think it looks quite nice, so I'm actually really thankful that I had a shortage of those pieces. Of course, the rockwork curves around the Black Gate right there. We got a little bit of a start of the rockwork right here, and it's actually quite interesting because the right side of the rockwork started around this height, and then we get a higher part of the landscaping with the rockwork going up, up, up into the sky right there. Now, I really love the detailing right here because the smoothness is actually sort of broken with a lot of studs showing within the rockwork. Definitely think that's also quite important for LEGO MOCs to show a lot of studs. Now I did that and I'm really happy with the end result. Now you might say, well, this part of the rockwork actually looks really weird because you have a sort of peak on top of the mountain. Well, that actually is because I'm gonna recreate another MOC for my Building Mordor in LEGO series, and there's actually gonna be a huge wall, just like this one right here, but on both sides, and it's actually gonna be attached to the rockwork right here. So just imagine this rockwork is actually just gonna go and continue that way right there, and it's going to be the same as this side of my Black Gate Moc, but then a lot longer. So I can't wait to take on that challenge. I mean, it's going to be fun, and I just love building rockwork. It's really fun. It's quite expensive, I do have to admit that, but I think it's quite fun, and I just love the detailing over here on top. Again, this is sort of the same section as right over there. I actually got two of those curved pieces right here, one bump right here, and then another one right here, and actually also on top a little bit of a bump as well. But over here on the left side, you can also see a lot of epic detailing with that bump right here. I just love creating those sort of curves within rockwork. Definitely think that looks quite nice. Sort of looks like a wave right there. So really epic design. I'm definitely a big fan of that. And of course we get the big top right here. Now the rockwork on this side is actually going to be quite thin because the rockwork is actually just going to go up, up, up until this height right here, maybe even a little bit higher. So I might continue the design right here into a bigger mountain right there. But it's actually going to be really thin because the rockwork is actually going to be this thick over here on top. So that's quite a challenge for my MOC, but I do think it's quite nice. But yeah, that's actually everything about the rockwork, the big mountains of my Black Gate of Mordor MOC. And I'm actually going to show you all of the minifigures which I used within my Black Gate Moc in a separate video, so I'll link it on the top right corner of the screen when that video is on YouTube. But we're gonna go and take a look at the back of the Black Gate right now. So I'm definitely a big fan of the landscaping. I mean, you can also see that right over here we got this area which is actually not finished because I'm gonna expand this MOC, as I said before. So of course this landscaping right here actually has a little bit of a curve, so I got some height difference within the landscaping. It really was something important to create. I mean, just take a look at this. You can see a lot of these 1x2 plates. Now I used over 3,000 of these pieces for just the landscaping behind the Black Gate. Take that into consideration. That's around $100 to $150 of those pieces right there. Insane. I mean, wow, I'm just really astonished by that. But of course, there's something you can't miss. That's these walkways with these epic trolls. Now again, these are from LEGO Raven. If you haven't checked him, go ahead and click the link in the description down below. You can actually go ahead and take a look at these trolls. I mean, he has a lot of epic LEGO The Lord of the Rings custom stuff, so you definitely need to take a look at that. I mean, if you're a big LEGO The Lord of the Rings fan, you're gonna appreciate these trolls right here. These are actually the trolls who push open the Black Gate which you could see within the movie. So definitely a big fan of this scene right here. Of course, the walkway is also quite detailed right there. Love the way it looks with, of course, the dark bluish gray on top. We get the sides with a lot of detailing with the tiles on there, as you can see. Really love the way that looks. We get some stairs on both sides, actually, so I can have my orc minifigures running up. Actually, we got a couple of archers standing right over here, ready to fire on the armies of Gondor and Rohan. Then we get all of these orcs on top in the tower as well. I actually kept a lot of the room, so we got a barrel with some rum in here as well. We get a little bit of a bone right over here, and of course a skull underneath. And hey, what's that? Actually, the mouth of Sauron being carried away. We got his head right over here with, of course, the goblin minifigure. So that's quite a funny scene right there. A little Easter egg for all of you, because we didn't see what happened with the mouth of Sauron. Of course, these areas right here actually are still included in the Black Gate Moc. Some nostalgia towards the original Lego set with, of course, those sort of areas where you can actually sneak some minifigures in. So this area could actually be used to throw some rocks on armies. Of course, the men of the West right there. Really something funny right there. And something I actually am pretty proud on, that's actually one of my additions to the walkways of course, the Black Gate, is actually this area right here. We get some stairs leading on to this tower right here. So this walkway actually is sort of complete, so the orcs can actually fully walk through this area onto the gate, which will actually open. And I'm actually a big fan of that as well. And you can also see these levers right here. So these are actually really nice. I think the mechanism works. I mean, I can open the Black Gate fully with these levers, and the trolls can just push and pull. Now I got the trolls right over here with the levers as well, and they're actually attached to some chains. That also looks quite nice in my opinion. Definitely a big fan of that. But yeah, that's actually everything on the back of the Black Gate. Of course, you can also take a better look at the towers right over there from the back. Really looks accurate to the movie. Happy with the detailing right there. And then there's this section over here on the left, which we need to take a look at right now. I actually am a big fan of Brotherhood Workshop. I really love that channel. And this right over here is actually a catapult from the LEGO Pirate Ship Ambush set. Now, if you actually watched Brotherhood Workshop, you could see this catapult right over here with trolls on top. Now, I can't create huge catapults, but this is a sort of Easter egg to the scene where the trolls are actually flying onto the eagles with, of course, the Fellowship sort of invading the Black Gate. So that's a little Easter egg. So huge shout out to Brotherhood Workshop. Of course, we get this huge army marching out of actually the distant Minas Morgul Valley right there, which we're going to go and recreate in the future. But we got some epic orcs marching over here. Another one of those banners with the Eye of Sauron. Taking a closer look at that, actually, right over here is the banner. It just looks amazing right here, as you can see. Lots of detailing on there, so really happy with the detailing on this banner. Love the Eye of Sauron. Really thought it would be awesome to include it within my mock. And over here, actually, you can see an orc right over here actually commandeering the army. Now, this is the scene, actually, with, of course, the orcs just marching towards the Black Gate. This is a little bit after the scene where Frodo and Sam are going to fight each other. So this is actually the commanding orc with, of course, that really ugly face right there. Definitely a funny scene from the movie. Of course, we got some orc tents right here. A couple of orcs doing some push-ups. Well, they need to stay fit for battle right here. So definitely staying fit right there. Of course, we get Gollum right here lurking behind Frodo and Sam, who are actually running towards Mount Doom. And then, of course, this is Frodo, actually. And this is actually sort of custom Frodo. Not really 100% custom, because this is a 100% minifigure from official LEGO parts. But this is actually the face from Bane from, of course, The Hobbit. So definitely a great minifigure. Head right there. I think it really suits the LEGO Frodo minifigure. I mean, the facial expression is actually quite the same as Frodo. Of course, we get some of that dust on his face right there. So definitely an amazing figure right there. So those figures are actually going to Mount Doom. And yeah, that's actually everything for my Black Gate Moc within this scene right here. As I said before, this is the scene where the army of Gondor and Rohan is being surrounded by the huge host of orcs. Now, right now, I'm gonna go and skip to the part where all of the orcs and Rohan and Gondor minifigures are fighting with each other. So let's go ahead and take a look at some action within my Black Gate Moc. The Black Gate of Mordor in its full glory. We got the battle at the Black Gate with all of the minifigures fighting within this huge battle. I got over 500 minifigures within my Moc right now. The total amount of orcs and Uruk-hai I actually used within this Moc is over 460 minifigures. That's just insane to consider, because these minifigures are really becoming rare nowadays. So I'm so happy that I got all of these minifigures within this Moc. But we're gonna go and take a look at the battle right now. So we got all of the minifigures fighting with each other. We got, of course, a big bulk of the orc army actually just still marching towards the front lines over here, as you can see behind. And we also have a couple of casualties laying around, because actually right here you can see Rohan archers firing their arrows at the orcs. So we got a lot of orcs just being shot at by the archers. So definitely an amazing scene right there. Of course, we get a lot of orcs just trying to break the front lines right here, but they're not really successful because some Rohan soldiers have axes. And of course, we get some spears, swords. They're really fighting. Of course, we get a lot of casualties on the side of the good guys as well. And right here, something I'm really proud of. We got the Uruk-hai with the helmet being sort of falling off right there. So definitely amazing scene right there. Of course, we get Aragorn right over here, and he's actually fighting the Olog-hai in full armor. This is a custom troll right here, the Olog-hai, made by LEGO Raven. Really an amazing troll right there. So Aragorn is fighting the troll. This is from the famous scene of the movie, of course, right there with the epic music. So definitely love that scene. Of course, right here we have Legolas and Gandalf actually fighting a lot of orcs, because Aragorn is surrounded, and I really wanted to recreate that hopeless scene where Gandalf and Legolas can't reach Aragorn when he's being slain by the Olog-hai. So I thought that would really be important to recreate within my Moc. Of course, right here we get Éomer fighting, we get Gimli. Over here actually we have Merry and Pippin right here fighting some orcs. Definitely amazing. Merry just had his first kill within the battle, so definitely looks amazing. And the battle is just massive. Of course, we also have a big force of orcs still marching up to this point over here. As you can see, we get a huge army. I believe around 200 orcs over there in the back as well. So definitely a huge army of orcs, which is still surrounding the armies of Rohan and Gondor. Not only is there a big battle going on the ground in front of the Black Gate, but there's also a huge fight happening within the skies of the Black Gate of Mordor. You can see the eagles flying towards the fell beasts over there in the back, which we're going to go and take a look at in a second. These eagles are from the LEGO The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit sets. As you can see, I posed them up in some different positions with the wings actually, because I really wanted to make this look like they're actually flying. So let me know in the comment section down below if it worked out. I really like the look of this, and I definitely think that the battle is really looking epic with these eagles in the skies right over here. Then, of course, on top of the eagles, we get some really cool custom LEGO Fell Beasts in the back. Now, these aren't brick built because these are 100% custom. So they're non-LEGO, but they're really compatible to LEGO, and they're just amazing. I was astonished when I unboxed these Fell Beasts, and they really look cool. So right now, actually, I'm gonna go and show you the Fell Beasts up close. So the first Fell Beast right here is actually taking out an eagle right there. As you can see, quite a sad scene, but also really epic. Over here on the right, we get another Fell Beast flying towards the battle at the Black Gate right here. A really nice shot from this angle. As you can see, we get the Fell Beast flying towards the Black Gate. Now they are sort of moving, as you can see, because when I bump into this rope over here on top, they tend to move, so I can't really prevent that, other than, of course, waiting another hour with recording this video. But you can see that they're really epic. I mean, I sort of posed the fell beast in a position where their claws are actually sort of positioned to grab some eagles right there, as you can see, and all of their mouths are open because they're really just actually, you can hear the screams of the fell beast and the roars, of course, so that's definitely something amazing. And of course, over here on the right, we get another fell beast, as you can see, and you can actually take a better look at the fell beast. We get the amazingly detailed wings right here, the spikes on top, and of course, this awesomely detailed head of the fell beast right there. And I just love the jaws right here, of course, with that sort of armor on top of the head as well. So I love these fell beasts right here. And in addition to the Easter egg far behind the Black Gate with the troll on the catapult referring to Brotherhood Workshop, I also have another one over here on the far left of the MOC. Of course, over here on the tower, we got Legolas swinging on these poles right here. Now, this is a reference to the LEGO The Lord of the Rings video game where you could climb up the Black Gate Tower and grab a collectible on top. Now, this is actually a shout out to a YouTube channel I really watched a lot back in the day called Happy Thumbs Gaming. Now, this is definitely something amazing I wanted to do for everyone who worked on that channel. So really a big shout out to Happy Thumbs Gaming. Of course, if you know that channel, go ahead and let me know in the comment section down below. I really hope you see this because I really just enjoyed watching your LEGO The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit and even Pirates of the Caribbean walkthroughs back in the day. So thank you so much for your videos back in the day. Really got inspired to do this scene right here. So I hope you like it. And yeah, that's actually everything I wanted to show you for my Black Gate Moc, but I still have one final surprise for all of you, and I think you're gonna like it. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. So this is what the Black Gate looks like with lights. And Lighttailing actually sent me all of these lights used within my MOC. And I'm actually going to tell you how I got these lights in a separate video. And I will leave a card on the top right corner of the screen when that video is on YouTube. But for now, let's just go ahead and enjoy all of the lights. Now, I didn't have any time to hide all of the wires because this was a sort of surprise for all of you. I didn't plan on hiding the wires, so I'm just gonna go and walk you through everything I've set up within the MOC right here. First of all, I want to show you the lights without the actual lights of my room turned on, so I'm just gonna go and turn that off right here. And as you can see, the MOC looks amazing. I love the way this looks. And we're actually going to go and take a look at it with the light turned on because you can still see the minifigures then. And without, you can't really see them. So we're going to go and take a look at the middle section right here. You can see a lot of orcs carrying some torches right there. Really love the way this looks. And all of the torches are going all the way back over there into the MOC as well. And there's also a lot of scenes going on back in Mordor, which we're going to go and take a look at in a second. Of course, we get the lights on top of the walls of the Black Gate. Really looks nice. I love the way it lights up the Black Gate of Mordor. So that definitely adds a lot of detailing and a nice shade actually to my MOC. So I'm definitely happy with that. And we're actually going to go and take a look at the lights from back here as well. As you can see, it really looks nice. We got a couple of orcs actually walking on the walkways with some lights. A lot of lights on the back of the Black Gate as well. And I just love the way this looks. Just take a look at this without the light turned on. You can see a lot of minifigures walking with the torches, and this just adds a lot of detailing to the MOC right here. Now, I also have another surprise for all of you. Now, in the middle of my Building Mordor in LEGO series, I actually promised that I would create some really cool caves with Easter eggs. Well, I did just that. We're going to go and take a look at the caves within the rockwork right now. Going to go and grab my flashlight real quick right here. And as you can see, we got a cave with Cookie Monster right over here. He has a couple of piles with some cookies. Really nice scene right here. Of course, we get SpongeBob and Patrick in their superhero outfits. Quite nice. They're going to save the day right here. Then next to them, we get this scene from The Curse of the Black Pearl from Pirates of the Caribbean, of course, with Jack and Barbossa, both cursed minifigures. As you can see, I got the cursed Jack minifigure as well, if you can see it right here. So an amazing scene right there. Love the way this looks. But you can see that we also have the treasure chest over there in the back. So a lot of detailing right there. Really an amazing scene. And over here, actually, on the bottom, you can see Luke Skywalker. But watch out, we got a Wampa coming through right over there in the back. So an amazing scene right here. Really an Easter egg towards Star Wars. And over here we got Homer Simpson watching some television right here. Always nice to watch some television in an Easter egg. And as you can see above here, we got Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Where are you? Right over here with some burgers. We got Shaggy, of course. They're really enjoying themselves. So definitely an amazing scene right here. And to the left of Scooby-Doo, we get, of course, Will being chased by Demogorg right over here. So really an amazing scene right here. Just take a look at this. We got the epic minifigures from Stranger Things. Love those minifigures. And then finally, we got a scene from Harry Potter with, of course, Sirius Black being attacked by a Dementor. Now, those are all of the scenes within my caves, and as you can see, it looks quite amazing. I love the way this is looking so far, and everything isn't finished 100%. I actually need to make sure that all of the colored pieces are going to be covered up, but I'm actually going to do that in the future, and I don't really want to worry about that right now because that is going to be quite expensive to do, but I will do it one day. Don't you worry about that. I guess this is the end of the finale of my Black Gate Moc for the LEGO The Lord of the Rings Building Mordor in LEGO series. And don't you worry, building Mordor in LEGO is far from over. This is just one of the many locations we're gonna recreate together. Because without every single one of you hitting that like button, subscribe button, commenting, sharing, I wouldn't have been able to create this huge MOC. All of you supporting me really pushed me to reach my limits right here, and I can't thank you enough for supporting building Mordor in LEGO so far. I've really enjoyed this journey so far, and I can't wait to see what's ahead for building Mordor in LEGO and for Brickley, my channel. So I want to thank every single one of you for watching this video, for watching building Mordor in LEGO. And there's some behind the scenes stuff coming as well, so stay tuned for that. You're really going to love it because I'm going to show you how I actually filled in all of the remaining details I had to add. So that's definitely going to be an epic sort of mini-series. I really hope that you enjoyed watching this finale. I certainly did enjoy creating the finale for building Mordor in LEGO. It took me a couple of days to do, but I definitely loved filming this finale. So let me know in the comment section down below what you think of my LEGO The Lord of the Rings Black Gate Moc. Of course, if you did enjoy watching this video, let me know by dropping a like. Go ahead and subscribe to Brickley for more content. And of course, ring that notification bell to stay updated when I post the next episode for building Mordor in LEGO. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.